Bermuda Broadcasting Company station.
It's now time for Inside Sports Talk Radio with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Baker. Brought to you by the leading speaker companies, Colonial Group International, Global Atlantic Financial Group, Game Town, and Fit for Life with Dave Wolf. Now let's go live with Ian Rollins and Earl Baker.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Inside Sports Talk Radio on this Monday afternoon. It's March 19th, 2018. I'm Ian Rollins with my co-host Earl Bases. Wishing you all a wonderful, and blessed, beautiful Monday afternoon. How are you, Mr. Baser?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. I know you had a fantastic weekend, a busy one. I know you was at the Fairmont Southampton Princess as the annual sports awards unfolded on Saturday night, and I'm sure you can share with us regarding who was the male and female athlete of the year. As I predicted earlier, I'm sure I'm right again.
Who did you predict?
As you know, so keep calling the names. I'm not going to say it because I know it's right. We had the discussion earlier.
Yeah.
And you said, yes, I was right. So
yeah.
Right?
We had Flora Duffy as the female athlete of the year and
Well deserved.
Tyler Butterfield as the male athlete of the year.
Well deserved.
We had Delray Rollins was the junior male with Sakari Famous as the junior female athlete of the year.
Well deserved. Congratulations to all.
Yeah.
All who won awards there at the Fairmont Southampton Princess. That's the 37th, I think it was.
Pretty much, yeah.
Something like that, 38th annual awards. So,
but just to clear things up for
sure.
a lot of people who are posting and stuff, they are the 2017 male and female and junior male and female athletes of the year.
Yeah. Well,
but there's a lot of people out there saying 2018.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're not the 2018 because we haven't completed the year.
That's, I guess that's a little type narrow on their part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or just not understanding what it is.
Yeah, because it couldn't be 2018 because we're only in March.
Yes.
And the year's not over. Exactly as you said.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens going forward. Any outlooks any plans that are going to be different for 2019 with the sports awards?
Well, the committee are planning to meet and discuss several issues regarding how the process is done and how we look at different things. So don't want to let too much out as of yet because, again, we're going to meet to go over a few of the things we see changing globally that will affect Bermuda and how athletes are chosen in the near future.
Fair enough. The process of voting or nominating someone, it's been the process that's been in place for more than 15, 20 years. Each time it comes up, we always inquire as in what's going to be different for the following year. Is that going to be a topic of discussion?
I doubt if the process of how people are nominated will be discussed. It'll be category based. That's basically what we want to discuss. Because there are, as you know, there are a lot of sports are now doing mixed gender, meaning male and female competing together.
Right.
We don't have areas like that already, So those are the type of things. As sports globally change and rules start changing, we have to make sure that we're up to par and ready to recognize people that compete in various sports in different genders.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, again, congratulations for your committee and good performance on Saturday night at the Fairmont Southampton Princess. As you said, it was full to capacity.
Yeah, it was quite a bit. The Somerset Trojans of 1917, they were honored as well. There were quite a few organizations that received awards on the night, including the under-17 women's national team, the Bermuda Red Bull sailing team. You had Ashton Thomas for softball, Devonshire Diamondettes for softball, Frederick Stephen West for cricket, and Joseph Bailey for cricket. I know you know Mr. Bailey.
Yeah, and Stephen West, the umpire.
Yeah.
Former umpire, I should say.
Yeah. So it was quite a night.
Good. Yeah. Just want to let our listeners know that our guest today will include Dave Wolf. He'll be joining us in studio, of course, on conditioning and training. Vicky Abraham on the upcoming triathlon, which is, we should say months away now. It's like weeks away. Craig Tyrrell, the Kappa Classic, the annual Kappa Classic, an event that's been an historically well put together event that raises the bar in its organization each year. So they'll be joining us in studio. And Seth Pierman, massage therapist, will be joining us in studio today. We're going to take our first commercial break. And of course, we'll have before we go to commercial break, let's let our audience know that we will have a trivia question. We're going to repeat the trivia question that was put out last week by Mr. Basin. Reason being, no one won that trivia question. So we'll put it out again this week. Give us a call on that one. That will be about another 20 minutes or so. So we'll take our first commercial break and have our first guest join us in studio. We'll be back after this. I'm sorry, who was it?
Ballerina. She said she's outside. And she's got somebody else coming as well.
I forgot Ballerina.
And she's waiting for another guest to come.
I forgot.
She's got another guest coming too. She's just waiting for her.
I forgot. You see why I sit down with you? So my hair goes like all over the place. Donna Reyna. Okay, another guess. You gotta bring it in.
Dietary fiber, vitamins and minerals with no additives or artificial ingredients. Try Lakewood original coconut mango and cranberry blends, purely berry, pomegranate, carrot juices, and more. Plus Lakewood aloe vera. Lingers. Why go anyplace else?
What time is it? It's game time. More opportunities to win. All your sports betting needs without the road trip. Introducing Game Time East and Game Time West. Located next to Wahoo's in St. George's and Main Road, Somerset by Somerset Cricket Club. All Game Time outlets open Monday to Friday 12 to 6, Saturdays 8:30 till 5, and Sundays 10 till 5. For more details, visit gametime.pm or call 296-3222. Game Time. You play, we pay. Game Time is a socially responsible gaming establishment.
Premier Health is a smart health insurance plan that does most of the thinking for you.
With online verification, eligibility, and direct billing.
7 out of 10 claims are now received electronically,
6 out of 10 claims are settled automatically.
leaving you more time to focus on the choice of care you deserve.
Premier Health, smart health insurance.
Yes, your tax.
Yeah, her mom probably texted me when she's up. So.
See the two wheelchairs, the big guy, stay a while.
5 minutes.
Hey, baby, how are you?
But I did it. 6 months of real world study almost took my husband's head off one day. But it was so worth it.
This commercial popped up in your shows. And the thing all set. Winning sprays.
And I'm going to be celebrating on stage at the 3rd Annual Administrative Development Conference. My team members are going to be there. I can't wait. Look out, world. Nothing can stop me now.
The premier administrative learning event of the year, the 3rd annual Succeeding Professionally, Growing Personally. It's all happening Wednesday, April 25th at the Fairmount, Southampton. To register, go online at
April 25th.
Sponsored by the party.
Hello, Bermuda. This is Bishop Lloyd Duncan, and I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to listen to Fire 105.1 with Sandy and myself.
Put your headphones on.
Every Tuesday morning at 10:30 a.m. Join me. You will be glad.
Now, back to Inside Sports Talk Radio.
Inside Sports Talk Radio
On Power 95 FM.
with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Beeston.
And yes, back in the studio live here on Inside Sports Talk Radio on this Monday afternoon. We forgot to mention that we will have Donna Watson, the president of the International. Donna Reyna. Look at the look she gave me.
I'm not even looking at that right here.
I saw it.
I saw it. That's on you.
I take it.
Okay.
I take it. I'm still living.
Just beer.
Cut your eyes at me and everything. I am wrong. Please accept my apologies. Donna Reyna. And someone is here for Donna Reyna. Yes. If she can come through. Okay, you come this way, mate. And she can walk behind you. And she can sit in that chair right over there. Thank you. And just swing your chair back this way, mate. There we go. You have it?
Yeah, everybody's in.
Okay. Forgive me, Donna. Welcome aboard to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Look, she gave me mercy. If she was one of Trump's fans,
I'm not even
if she was
taking
one of
that
Trump's
word right
fans,
now. Ian,
I would be like, history.
Ian, I'm not even taking that word.
Good afternoon, Ms. Reyna. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mr. What is it? Mr. Rollins?
Yeah, think about that. No problem with that. Payback, right? Payback. The annual Crifter Games is just upon us, and your team was announced last week. You have a couple of representatives that will be joining us in the studio.
Actually got the team captain for the team
Both
captain.
team
Okay, both team captains.
For the Carifta Track and Field Championship, and obviously Junior Female Athlete of the Year. It's quite famous.
Hello.
Special night.
Yeah, it was a fantastic night.
Yeah.
And it was a great opportunity to get the junior achievement junior athlete
Female
of the
athlete, yeah.
year for 2017. That was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, Mr. High Jump himself.
Hello. Yeah.
Elijah Darrell. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Well, you two will be carrying a lot of weight
Mm-hmm.
on your shoulders because not only will you have to compete, but you're going to have to look to get your teammates rally around each other. Sakari, you're a little more experienced at this Carifta medal presentation stuff.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be an exciting year. Can't wait for all the new athletes to experience Carifta, and I just wanna continue to encourage them and have the right attitude throughout this Carifta Games.
Yeah. Donna, for you, how difficult or how easy was it to pick these two as team captains?
I don't think it was difficult. The coaches basically chose the team captains and they sent us the proposal. We didn't have any problem with it at all. Elisha and Sakari are both experienced. They both competed well on the international stage. So for us, it was no ifs, ands, or buts that Sakari be female captain and Elisha male captain.
The fact that they both come from the same particular sport or event.
Well, Earl, if you look at our team,
yes.
It is made up of jumpers and middle distance runners, plus a few sprinters. But that's our normal jumpers and middle distance runners. We talk about that every time.
So we're still in our traditional.
We're still in our tradition. Still in our tradition.
Now, Elisha, here you've been jumping rather well consistently. Would you like to have a little more competition on the local base to try and push you even further at times?
Yeah. I think anybody will want more competition. It pushes you harder. You just perform better, like Carifta last year. I got a personal best just competing with the islands, the region's best. So, yeah.
Now, how much pressure do you put on yourself when you have that type of competition? Because week in and week out, you guys are competing, and you're basically jumping against the bar.
Yeah.
Now you're jumping against people and the bar, which is a different focus. So how much added concentration, how much added pressure do you put on yourself to actually do a little better?
Well, I don't really put too much pressure on myself because my coach, Ron Simons, taught us well. So I just take it jump by jump and just go on from there.
What mark are you hoping to hit in a few weeks' time? Pressure.
Yeah.
Sakari, get ready because I'm going to ask you the same question.
I just have to take it jump by jump.
Right. Right.
But hopefully.
What was the winning jump in the age group that you're competing in? What was the winning jump last year?
It was 2:22, and that was the Carifta record for the under-20s.
Okay, and your personal best is
2:11.
Okay. All right. Well, if you can jump 2:15, I know somebody else be jumping with you because I've seen Ms. Raina in the crowd, in the stands, when track and field is on, and her seat is always going to be cool because she's never in it. Never, ever in it.
Not with my athletes are competing. I'm winning, that's for sure.
So, Sakari, what are you hoping to hit?
Well, I'm just trying to go Carifta as in, like, just not easy, but, like, try and enjoy it instead of, like, the other years where I'm trying to get placed. But, yeah, like Elijah said, just take every jump by jump and hopefully just come out with my best, with another good jump.
You've got a lot on the line as well because you've got after school, you're heading, you got the summer, but you're going on to Georgia.
Yeah.
Big shoes to fill because there's a lot of people that went that.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna enjoy the experience there again. But I know it's gonna be a great opportunity to go to the University of Georgia. Is gonna be awesome, and I know the coach there will definitely take me to the next level, like the other athletes.
What are some of the things he's been talking to you about to be prepared for?
Which coach?
Georgia.
Oh well, I haven't speak to him yet. But like when I was there, he was just like, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work, but you just have to enjoy it, and you're obviously in the right hands.
Now, Donna, every year we seem to do well in these Carifta games as far as in the age group categories. What is the BNAA looking to do to make sure that we maintain from the youth age group right through to try and be consistent more of qualifying for like Pan Am's, Commonwealth, to get more of them, because we seem to be losing a lot of the girls in that regard of late.
Yeah, I think women in sport, Earl, is a huge problem, not only here but worldwide. I've looked at, as the organizational delegate, I've been able to see the entrance from some of the other islands, and there are a few islands that don't have any under 20 girls at all. So I don't think this is a Bermuda problem. I think it's a worldwide problem. That was one of the reasons we put the age group back to under 17 and under 20, because last year in the under 18 and under 20, in some events we had about 2 females that participated. So when we had our Congress meeting, it was discussed and it was agreed that we would go back to under 17 and under 20, so at least we can have more competitors and also make those age groups much more competitive. When it comes to Pan Am and those events, basically what is happening is they're putting on a few more events. Like, for example, this year we have the NACAC Championships.
Yes.
So my hope is like a Sakari and Elisha. That event is going to be held in August. And it's in Toronto, Canada. My hope is that we're able to take, more females to an event like that. We do have Tahira Butterfield. We've got Keisha Miller. As I said, we have Sakari. We have Tiara DeRosa. So my hope is that we can take, more females to an event like that, so that we can start prepping them and getting them ready for Pan Am Games, getting them ready for Commonwealth, getting them ready for the Olympics. As you know, for Commonwealth, we're taking 3 males, Kyle, Trey, and Tyrone, and no females. And we haven't had probably a female at that level since Arantxa. So, my hope, we've got now athletes like Sakari, like Tahira, like Tiara, all from university. So my hope is when they come back, they don't stop. That's one of the problems that we have. Some of these athletes go off to school and then they don't compete in some of the international events that we have over the summer. I'm tired, all of this excuses we get. I mean, when we were coming up, it's not the truth, because when
it's
the truth that they say that, but I mean, it's not the truth that they should be tight.
Right.
I competed in university and I came home and I competed for Bermuda as well.
Right.
These athletes need to get into their heads that they're not just competing for the university; they need to also compete for Bermuda as well. I mean, Bermuda is what got them to the university.
Right.
So to me, they should extend themselves and compete when they come home over the summer to represent Bermuda. I would think they would be proud to do that, because, as I said, the reason that they got to university was through the Track and Field Association, the National Athletics Association. So it kind of bothers me that they come home and I'm just too tired. I've had a long season. That's all part and parcel of it, because when I go to the World Championships, there are several university athletes. I mean, if you look at the USA team, because a lot of those university athletes are well-seasoned, well-trained, they're ready for World Championships. Sometimes they beat out some of the top athletes in the U.S. because they are well-seasoned and well-ready to compete. So, when I go there and see those athletes, and I'm like, okay, so what's wrong with our Bermuda athletes? How can they be at a stage where I'm just too tired? Whereas the U.S., Bahamas, Barbados, Trinidad, they have all of the university athletes competing. So to me, that's where I would like to see our athletes go away to university. That's wonderful. But also represent your country when, your school seasons, because they finish at May. They finish May.
Right.
Some of them
That's
may
why
go
they put
on
these
to
championships.
Exactly. So, sometimes they may go on to compete in NCs, which may be end of May. But most of the summer meets start July.
Right.
First part of August. So, that's one thing that kind of bothers me, and I, putting it out there that, for these athletes to come in and say, oh, I'm tired, I had a long season. It's hard for me to go with that, because I've been in university.
Right.
I came back and I competed for Bermuda. I always look forward to competing for Bermuda when I came back there.
Has the time come where you have to outline, saying for your athletes who are going off to universities or colleges, that there are going to be requirements that you have to represent Bermuda on numerous or a number of athletes, athletic games at home as well?
Well, to be totally honest with you, the BOA is starting to put that in place, because basically what they're saying is, to be an elite athlete, there are specific events that they want these athletes to participate in. Number one, to stay on the elite list.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you know, I mean, Commonwealth is an example. Pan Am Games comes under the BOA. The CAC Games come under the BOA. And then you have the Olympics, of course, that come under the BOA. So basically, their strategy is that these 4 events, if athletes are on the elite list, it's kind of mandatory for them to participate, you know, to stay on that elite list. And to me, for an athlete who's in university on a 4-year scholarship, once that 4 years is over and they want to go pro, they will want to be on the Olympic athlete elite list, because that helps with funding.
Right. And one of the main mandatory things should be that anybody on those lists should make way to participate in their sporting body's national championships. As simple as that.
Yeah.
So.
Now, the event gets underway at the end of this month, the CRIFTA, correct?
The CRIFTA gets underway on the Saturday,
31st.
the 31st of March. The team departs on the 28th, and I don't even think we've named the team since we've been here. We talked to Elisha and we talked to Sakari as captains, but we haven't even stated who.
We were going to get there, but since you brought it up, you can follow through, man.
Okay, I will do. I will do that.
Without hesitation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donna Rayner introducing the CRIFTA team.
2018.
Sure, get it all right. Under 17 girls, we have Jessie Marshall in the 1500 meters. We have Taylor Hines, 200 meters and 400 meters. Taylor just ran a 57 this past weekend in the inter-school sports. So that was exciting. We haven't had too many females running around 57 for many, many years. We have Tilly Norman, who will be in the 1500 and 3000 meters. And we've got a young high jumper, Amelia Uthman, who will be participating in the high jump. In the under 20 girls, as we said, our captain, Sakari Famous, will be competing in the high jump. We have Ashley Irby, who, as you know, has been heating up on the roads, will be competing in the 1500. And we have Isabel Dutrenois, who will be competing in the 3000 meters. And she herself and Tilly are overseas in school and have been running some fantastic times. So I'm looking for some good things from them as well. In the under 17 boys, we have Clavonte Lodge, who will be competing in the 200 and 400. We have Ryan Otterbridge, who will be competing in the 1500 and 3000. Unfortunately, Nairobi Mills had to pull out. He was going to be competing in the 800 meters, so he will not be traveling with the team. Also, for the under 20 girls, we have Brianna Mendez, who had also qualified in the under 20 girls for the 3000 and 1500, but will not be able to compete due to studies. She's also off island. We have the under 20 boys, as we said. Our captain, Elisha Darrow, will be competing in the high jump. We have John Dow Cumberbatch, who will be competing in the 1500 and the 5000 meters. We have Robert Edwards, who will be competing in the 1500, who qualified again at the Interschool Sports this past week. And he'll be competing in 1500 and 5000. We have Deneo Bringman, who will be competing in the 400 meters, the under 20 boys. So that's our team. 13 strong. We were 14. Well, we were 15, and now we're knocked down to 13. And that's fine, because this year for us, it's about quality, not quantity.
With that said, are you looking to, well, we always look to bring back medals. What are our chances to bring back medals for this year?
Well, if I look at this team, in all honesty, as I said, we're looking at quality more than quantity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can name a few athletes who I believe have the potential to medal. And I'm not going to name them because I'm not going to put pressure on any of them. But I think in this list, with the times these athletes are running, and some of these athletes, and Earl knows, their times are coming down every time they run. And I mean, they are looking, some of them are looking very, very impressive. So as I said, with this list, and all of these athletes have reached the standards. So when I look at this list, I definitely see medalists, but we all know on the day, so many things can happen. You know,
For sure.
we could, our strategy could be off. You know, we could be having kind of an off day. Hopefully, we don't have anybody having an off day at Carifta. You know, that's not our hope, but it happens.
Right.
Track and field is track and field.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, if I look at this list, I compare this list to last year's results. Even though we've changed the age group some, I definitely think there are several athletes on here who should have a medal on the neck when we return to Bermuda.
Elijah, I want to ask you a question because I know you're a coach very well.
Yeah.
How much does he drive you guys?
He hits us up every day talking about training and just like reminding us to do certain things, warmed on, ice our legs, putting on ointment if we need it on our legs, stuff like that. Like, it's like he could be like it's like a father figure in a way.
Right.
Father figure, yeah.
And Takara, you've been with Rohan for a little while now.
Yes.
He's still cracking you up?
Well, well, you know, my coach is very passionate and very like awesome with his high jump skills of coaching. He's just a really great guy for coaching, and as Elijah said, you know, father figure for high jump.
Now, having him there, does that make you guys feel a little more comfortable?
Of course, as always. It's always great to have a coach there for us.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Any final comments before we wrap up?
No, I just want Bermuda to get behind this team, and also just to mention our team officials, we've got Mia Black, who's going to be traveling as a team manager. Rohan, can't leave him with all of these jumpers. He'll be traveling with us, and Wayne Bean will be taking care of our middle distance and our sprinters. So we're excited. We just want Bermuda to get behind us, and also Bermuda, remember, this is a 2 age group. This is not a multi-age group. This is under 17 and under 20. So in the under 17, you have athletes from age 14 up to age 16. And in the under 20, you have athletes from age 17 to 19. So that is the only 2 age groups that we have in the Carifta Athletics games. So I would like Bermuda to get behind this team. As I said, I'm very encouraged. I've watched these athletes perform throughout this entire season. I'm very happy with the team that we have selected this year. And as I said, Bermuda support these athletes. They have given 100% to reach the standards. And I have no doubt when we get to Carifta that they will also give 100%. So as I said, I am pleased with the team that's been selected. I'm pleased with the team officials. I'm excited to be leaving next week to go to the Carifta Games. As I said, I'm going as the organizational delegate. And as Earl said, I probably won't be in my seat much when our athletes are competing because I support these athletes 100%, whether they do well, whether they don't do well. I support them 100%.
And before you go, Ian, Ms. Randa has another important venture while she's at the Carifta Games because the 2020 Carifta Games will be announced who will be the host.
Yeah, I remember.
And obviously, Bermuda has put in a bid.
Oh, we put in a bid, and we're also putting in a even bigger bid because we put together a full presentation. Thanks to my son who has made this presentation look dynamite. I've looked at it over and over, probably 5 times. We even have this dynamite Carifta logo. We have the minister and his PS and the director of youth and sport, Norbert Simons, who will be traveling with us to attempt to win this bid. I feel very positive that we will. I'm not even sure who we're going up against for 2020, but we're pulling out all the stops for us to win that bid for 2020. And again, I thank youth and sport for all of the support that they give us, regarding everything track and field. With Norbert there, he is a big supporter of ours. So, we thank them every step of the way.
And good.
That's the last time Bermuda hosted the year?
We had it 2012.
2012, right.
We've hosted it Olympic years.
Yes, Olympic years.
Every time we've held it, we've hosted it Olympic years.
And we have a strategy, but I'm not going to tell because someone might be listening. But we have a strategy for every time it's Olympic year trying to get
And now I'm going to end with bringing a smile to her face. Ms. Reno was one of the presenters on Saturday night during the Sports Awards, and the crowd was singing happy birthday to her.
No, that wasn't to me.
It wasn't to you?
No.
It was belated birthday?
My birthday's in August.
Why were they
It
singing
was
happy
for.
birthday?
It was for.
It's what
Somebody else was on the stage with you,
Yeah.
right? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you were at the podium.
Yeah, I was at the podium, but that was when we walked in and they
Oh,
said to
okay,
Nadine.
okay,
It was to
all right.
Nadine. It was to Nadine.
Oh, Nadine. Oh,
Yes,
okay. All right. Well, still brought a smile to her face. Thought she was celebrating her birthday twice.
Okay. Except for when I saw that picture that they posted. That didn't bring a smile to my face.
Listen,
I mean, I thank them very much for,
the picture stayed up. The picture stayed up for
the whole
about
time.
25 seconds.
It did.
And
That's a long
no,
time.
where I'm standing from where Ms. Reina's sitting, I can hear the mom get that picture done. Take that picture done.
I thank them for honoring me as a a female, victorious, and so on and so forth. But I'm sure they could have found a better picture than that. Then they put Debbie's one. I'm like, we're both like, really? Like, how far did you dig? I mean, you go on the internet, it's like tons of pictures.
The
Like,
funny
did
thing,
you
Debbie
pick
made
worse?
a lot of fun out of her picture. You see, I had to get my hair done.
No, she hadn't. She should have got her hair done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I could have done, but that was definitely. Nevertheless, I thank them very much.
Well, thank you for coming on board today.
You're
And we
welcome.
wish you all the best for 2018 and beyond.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll take a commercial break. We'll be back after this. Got the guest outside. Switch you guys in quickly. I have a guest outside. Seth should be here. Craig wants to talk. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Huh?
Yes, that too. I got to. It's fluid. She high.
Email a spotlight sheet for you to fill out and send
Okay.
back to me.
Okay. All right. Not a
I'll do
problem.
that this afternoon.
Yep. Yep.
Alright.
Okay, see you later. All right.
Thai Lakewood original coconut mangoes and cranberry blends, cured berry, pomegranate, and and more.
He said he was either Craig or Seth.
Oh, okay.
What time is it? It's game time. Fun and dependable sports betting on NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, golf, horses, English Premier League, and more. Weekly promotions, instant win games. Be a lucky loser with our weekly draw. Look up game time. Call into one of our 3 locations in Somerset, Town, or St. George's. For more details, visit gametime.bm or call 296-3222. Game Time. You play, we pay. Game Time is a socially responsible gaming establishment.
Premier Health is a smart health insurance plan that does most of the thinking for you.
With online verification, eligibility, and direct billing.
7 out of 10 claims are now received electronically,
6 out of 10 claims are settled automatically.
leaving you more time to focus on the choice of care you deserve.
Premier Health. Smart health insurance feels good.
Colonial on 296-3200 or visit
Red chair.
Hi, this
That's
is
fine.
yeah.
You know Earl Basin, right?
Yes. What's up, kid?
Yes, man.
Actually, sit down.
Sit in that one. Sit in that one. This one. How much time you got left, Pete?
I can put a little promo out.
Okay, yeah. This one?
Yeah. Hopefully I could
Yeah.
possibly give a
Yeah.
gift certificate out.
Oh, by all means. Oh, yeah. Sports trivia question.
When you want to do that?
I'll do it as soon as we come back. So, yeah, come back with the intro. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you know where I am so that you can stop by and get a free Welch's juice at the Wednesday edition of the Royal Gazette. It's Welch's Wednesday. Every Wednesday, right here. Power 95.
Now, back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Inside Sports Talk Radio on Power 95 FM with host Ian Rose.
Yeah, I'll read it. Yeah.
This weekly segment
I have
of
some
the Sports Trivia has
questions
been
that you
brought to you
guys
by
may be
Four Star
addressing.
Pizza, A.S. Cooper,
That's
and
some questions you
Sunday,
guys-
Sport Nuts, Bermuda, and Sports Source.
And welcome to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Yes, we did say we have our trivia question, and we'll repeat the same one that we had last week. Mr. Basin came up with this question, and it's real simple, I think. Not. It's a hard one, I'll be honest. Athletics and track and field in Bermuda became the first offshore affiliate of the Amateur Athletic Association of England. The question is, in what year? Again, athletics or track and field in Bermuda became the first offshore affiliate of the Amateur Athletic Association of England. And what year did it all participate? Give us a call at 292-9595. And joining us now in the studio is Seth Pyramid, a massage therapist. He has a great business, and the name of his business, Seth?
Is Salveo Therapeutic Massage.
Salveo, forgive me, Therapeutic Massage.
Yeah.
As you know, nowadays, 2018, athletes are pounding the pavements, lifting the weights, competing in football, basketball, you name it. But now they're stressing the importance of massage therapy. And it's been stressed for the last 5 or 6 years, probably even longer. For how important is it now in 2018 that athletes become more involved in taking care of their body and getting these massages?
Is extremely important because of the fact that we're coming into a new age of information. So the information that's out there now, it's so pressed on making sure that the alignment of the body is right. If the body isn't aligned right, then you're going to start to find that you're going to have a lot of issues. So what I would like to work on is things from the feet up and help the body to recognize that, okay, if my ankle is turned inward, my arch of my foot is going to collapse, you know. And so if the arch of the foot collapses, then everything above it starts to fall out of alignment.
Wow.
So with massage, you know, we try to relax the muscles that are too tight. Then we also try to stretch those muscles out. In the end, we try to also give them exercises to strengthen the weaker muscles. And you know, so yeah, in 2018, you know, it's a really important thing to be very mind aware of what your body's doing.
As you know, people in Bermuda, I say Bermuda because they look at it taking care of themselves mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and they look at the nutrition plan and things that sort. How important for the amateurs who want to take these steps to improve their overall health to take this information that you're stressing to us about the massage therapist? How important should they be doing it once a month, twice a week, every 3 months to take care of their body?
So if you're talking about the athletes, they are doing this, I would assume, on a full-time basis. So if they're gonna treat their body with all the exercise and things like that, then they need to make sure that there aren't any underlying knots in the body, right? They're stretching the body out because they don't want to be too tight where they can fall into any injuries during their races or practice, anything like that. So for an amateur, it's really important to be on top of that now rather than later,
right? Because
you're going to be trying to backtrack any injuries you may have occurred all throughout your life.
I see you guys. You guys do a lot of massage therapy on athletes once they're finished competing on a day. We'll use May 24th as an example. How much of an importance is it for those athletes or those people who are planning to run a race of that nature to make sure that they get something beforehand?
It's important to definitely get it beforehand. I would just make a point about that if you're looking to do May 24th, start getting your massages now, but about a week before, no more than 3 days before, you can just cool off and get a massage. If you want to get a massage, get something very light, just surface. Keep the body aware of what's happening. But for the most part, your body's conditioned for what it's been preparing to do the whole time. So get massage from this point forward.
Right.
A week before, chill out, and then afterwards, you know, go right back ahead and start doing it because you're going to be in a lot of pain after that.
Well, that I know. That's why I made the point that a lot of people, the minute they finish, they're under the tent and they want a massage, and but the damage is kind of done already because the body, you've already put the body through this rigorous event.
Yeah.
And now you want somebody to help when the help was there ahead of time.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say would be more difficult, massaging a professional athlete or an amateur athlete?
That's a good question. I would say that a professional athlete, because you got people that and an athlete, they have these really strong patterns already built in.
Mm-hmm.
And for a regular person, they're not really looking to change much. They just want to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
For an athlete, they have to make sure that if they're a runner, that their feet are hitting the ground correctly, right? If they're a swimmer, that the arm pattern is moving correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these people that have the issues as an athlete, they've been doing this motion for the longest time,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, well, this is how I know how to best
Yeah.
get the speed that I need.
Mm-hmm.
So to change that, it's going to change the whole way of looking at that sport. So I would definitely say that the athletes are the hardest. But then again, going back to the amateurs, that's where you can make the changes because they're more learning,
Right.
more in tune of, okay, well, this feels right and this doesn't feel right, and they could make changes. But the professional athletes, yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
No, the first time I ever met you, I know you would remember, was at the Commonwealth Games in Scotland 2014.
Yes, I remember that.
Your experience there opened your eyes to what professional athletes go through on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really put a lot of time into everything that they do, and it was pretty amazing to see because you know, with regular people, you know, I tell them, okay, go ahead, do your stretch, do this, do that. Some of them say, yeah, I did it, and most of them are like, I don't know, I think I forgot, you know. I'm like, well, you gotta do it. But with these guys, they really make sure to do everything that you tell them, and they're like, you know, they're fighting to do the best that they can during that time that they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you know, with their way of doing things, it's hard to make any slight changes with all that training they're done for that one moment.
Right.
You know.
Now, do you spend a lot of time when you're in that atmosphere? Do you spend a lot of time talking to the athlete before you actually do the massage to ensure that you're going to be doing exactly what is being laid out for them? Because they have coaches that would say you only need to get this done, you need to get that done.
So it would be both nice to talk to the athlete and the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then any other person that may have been treating that person right up until the race, because the medical history of that person could vary from, you know, they had a foot problem to they just recently had some surgery, and depending on what it is, I could go in there and help it or mess it up.
Right.
So I have to be very in tune for that. Yeah.
What's your day like for you? You start in the morning, finish in the evening. How many clients you see on an average day?
On an average day, well, my schedule is a little different from most massage therapists because I mix it up. So what I do is I have office time where I'm at 14 Dundalma Street with inside the Renew Dental office, Dr. Landy. And so I do right now about 2 to 3 days over there, and I could see about six to 8 clients a day, and that's, you know, about our appointments. So I start from about 10 in the morning, 8 in the evening, and I finish. But then I also do chair massages with corporate companies. So I would go to various different places, and I would set up and do about 15 minutes of pressing with the company, and you know, I have other people that work with me doing that as well. So it shuffles around. I could do about, you know, 30 something clients a day in office. Not a day.
Not a day. I've been like, you need a massage, right?
Exactly.
And the average one is what, a half hour to 45 minutes? In time, I should say.
Yeah, the average one is about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
I've done hour and a halves. I've done 2 hour massage. I've even done a 3 hour massage before.
Okay.
But you know, that's person that's a fanatic about massage, and you know, it's all good to get into, but it's a little worrisome on myself, you know.
Right. So why did you get into this profession?
Well, I was into reflexology 7-8 years ago, and my aunt Deidre, she is a reflexologist, and she brought me on this, and I had a bunch of things that was going on, and I needed to just get some change as far as my health.
Right.
And she does like herbs and the reflexology, and she really helps you to kind of fine tune what it is that's happening inside your body.
Okay.
So I got the reflexology, and it felt really nice, and I was like, wow, I think I like this whatever you're doing. So she was like, oh, look, you might as well just come try it out, So I ended up getting trained in it, and I did that for 2 years, and you guys built up a nice clientele base, even being in St. George's, And so after a couple years, this guy, Robert Lightbourne, who was a big massage therapist back in the day in Bermuda, came from out of Boston, and he was like, yeah, I hear you're doing some good stuff, but it would be nice to really put your hands to the test, and if you want, I could get you into a school in Boston. So I took him up on that, and went to school.
Right.
Yep, the rest was history,
Well, let's talk a bit more after the news break. So we're going to take news at the top of the hour, so about a minute late, so forgive me for that. We'll take the newscast, and then we'll come back up and discuss and finish off with you.
Cool.
95 Bermuda's big station and 94.9 FM on Bermuda.
He still lives in Boston?
Station.
Yeah.
Robert? Yeah.
You heard of him? Yeah, exactly.
Give me a massage, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's back in the 80s.
They still cool.
Yeah. He comes back every so.
How long?
There has been a groundswell of concern.
3 minutes and 40 seconds.
For sure.
Multiple images of the 19-year-old having
The back. You made it back. Good.
Yeah, you guys make me feel comfortable, man.
Those guys are pros, man.
I'm telling you.
They're pros.
Yeah, come up here sweating names.
Yeah. Now you be good. You be good, man.
Yeah.
That's all good.
So we come back to here? Okay.
Provide an update this afternoon.
I'll just put it in chair.
The traditional agricultural exhibition, popularly known as the Ag Show, back this year with stronger backing from the
That's his girl trying to get it. She ain't got it yet.
I didn't time recording today.
Yep. Keep trying.
What she say?
1999.
Yeah.
Somebody said 1800 or something.
That's close. This is 1910.
Yeah, 1910.
Seniors and students will
Oh, I said, no, I'm looking at it right here. It's 18 something. I know, I've got to read my front of it. I said, no. That's wrong.
Do you have a promo in there about HSBC, about the Money Mondays, isn't there?
Money Mondays. I just got the intro and the extra.
But no promo?
No promo. Let me just double check.
Yeah, it's not really
Yeah, just the intro and extra. And it's on the HSBC?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Course of the 3 days. So it's a very significant event. We are delighted to be the lead sponsor for what's now the 3rd year on the trot, and long may that continue in the future. I know that I speak for everybody here at Axis to say this is much more than a financial commitment. This really is a commitment, a personal commitment on the part of everybody at Axis. Last year we had something like 60 volunteers attending the 3 days, and you may well have seen us with the Axis hats and the Axis shirts, and if you don't, please come and say hi to us this year. The Ag Show will take place from April 19th to the 21st at the Botanical Gardens in Pageant. Organizers say it typically costs up to $500,000 to make it happen. The Bermuda National Trust expressing dismay at government's decision to grant a 1-year lease for ATV tours on the railway trail in Sags. They plan to hold an emergency meeting with other concerned groups to review their options, as they feel this tour sets a dangerous precedent. A spokesperson for the trust arguing that the minister responsible for the Parks Department has ignored the fact
that nearly 100% of those who responded to the public consultation objected to the proposal, which the spokesperson points out many will perceive as this making a mockery of the process. Furthermore, they say this tour threatens to disrupt the peace and tranquility that people see in the parks and open spaces. I'm Tarai Trott with Bermuda Broadcasting News. Enjoy the rest of your day.
This weather update is provided by the Bermuda Weather Service, sponsored by the.
All right, thank you, Tarai. Weather looks like this. Sunny breaks today. Winds out of the north and northwest. High today 64. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Clearing to partly cloudy tonight. Low expected 58 degrees. Let's check for Tuesday. Sunny periods with variable light winds expected out of the south to southeast for Tuesday. High 68 degrees, low 66. For the hump day Wednesday, it's sunny periods and showers. A chance of thunder by evening and onward. Expected winds out of the south to southwest for Wednesday, high 74, low 65. Down towards Thursday, mostly cloudy skies. Morning showers expected, high 69 degrees, low 62, with winds out of the west and southwest. Long range forecast for Friday, sunny breaks, couple of showers expected too. Expected high then 66, low 58 degrees.
Weather update was provided by the Bermuda Weather Service, sponsored by BF.
And thank you to the folks at BF&M. That's, of course, Ken Smith and Matthew Little.
Now, back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Inside Sports Talk Radio with Power 95 FM.
With host Ken Rose and co-host Earl Bayston.
And welcome back. And joining us, in our studio right now is Seth Pyramid, the massage therapist, with his business Salveo. Okay. Before we wrap up, if people want to get in contact with you, I know you set the location, but just their email address, phone number, and things of that sort?
Yeah, so you can go and book with salveobda.com. It's salveobda.com. You can also contact me on the phone, 535-1514. And same with the email, it's info@salveobda.com.
Before we wrap up, Seth.
I got both.
Like, have you really massaged someone really deep to get these knots out? Like, you're like, whoa, I've never dealt with something like this before. Have you had some real challenges that lie ahead of you or behind you, should say?
Yeah, I've had some pretty serious ones. You get some people that you have to really either go in deep or you have to stand back a bit, because you have some people that, say, in the glute area, there are layers and layers of muscle, and you have to weave your way in between each of those muscles to get to that pinpoint muscle,
Wow.
But then the ones that I have to stand back from sometimes are the ones that are dealing with either spinal injuries, from the lumbar right up to the spine. And so I would go over it very lightly just to soothe the area, but I'm not going to really mess with it too much. I leave that up to the chiropractors, the physical therapists, and then they can give me instruction on what to do next.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I know you have a gift certificate there, and we'll give it up for you.
Yeah.
That's what you brought in, so that's good.
Absolutely.
You've been in business for a couple of years now. It's been good for you, and you're looking to strive forward. Are you going to be down there on May 24th? Are you going to be at other events outside of May 24th?
I'm hoping to be down there May 24th. I'm really looking forward to that. I was there last year, and I think probably the year before that. And other events, there's one with Kinetics. She does yoga, and I think that's going to be on May 5th. There's a couple other events that I'm doing, but I can't quite recall them. But also, if you wanted to have your own event, you can also contact me. Again, it's info@salveobda.com. And I'm up for anything that's out there.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the vital information, the importance of a massage, because there are a lot of athletes, amateur and pro, that just will wait to the last minute and you stress how important it is to give you that longevity, get rid of the kinks, and
Yes.
you feel better thereafter.
Yes.
I guess I'd like to come see you one day.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
one of those who will wait for like 4 years. I'm go crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that's me. But thank you for coming on board. We
Yes,
appreciate
man.
your time.
Absolutely.
We're going to take another commercial.
Before we go to commercial, you want to go get the next guest because the Bermuda Football Association has released a team that will be traveling to Antigua and Barbados in the coming weeks.
Sure.
We can give that while you go get the next guest.
Sure,
and,
you do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, the Bermuda Football Association announced the Bermuda men's senior national team that will depart on Monday, that departed today, to participate in 2 international friendlies. They will take on Antigua and Barbuda on Wednesday, March 21st, and then Barbados on March 25th. The team is as follows: Reggie Lamb is the captain, Marco Warren, Roger Lee, Kane Critchlow, Darren Usher, Sequoia Robinson, Lee John Simmons, Jaquio Hill, Dante Bringman, Quintiano Hunt, Keyshawn Bean, Justin Donowa, Casey Castle, Liam Evans, Billy Clemens, Naeem Griffith, Osaji Bascom, Jalen Batha, and Zico Lewis. Those are the players selected that traveled this morning with the team heading to the Caribbean for 2 friendly matches. The head of delegation is Stuart Crockwell, with the coaching staff being Kyle Lightbourne, as well as the technical development director Maurice Lowe, and goalkeeper coach John Morea, and physio Craig Brown. The Bermuda national men's team continue their preparations for the CONCACAF Nation League, and these are 2 friendly matches that, as we can recall, the Bermuda-Barbados match, which took place in Bermuda a couple of months ago, saw Bermuda concede 2 goals in the last few minutes and go down 3-2. So they'll be looking to bounce back from that match and come out on top against, especially Barbados, but also want a good start on Wednesday. And we'll have updates for you throughout the days that Bermuda plays and bring you those results as they happen. We'll now take that commercial break, and we'll be joined by Dave Wolf after this message.
Inside Sports Talk Radio has been presented to you by Linda's Group of Companies, Colonial Group International, Global Atlantic Financial Group, Games and Fit for Life. We'll return after the break.
The importance of fruit juice cannot be overestimated for health, convenience, and sheer deliciousness.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. Thank you, V. Mine's not fucking upstairs. So.
Stay ready.
I know that.
Yeah. So Mark's increased the run from 2 miles to 3. So when we leave you, we're running 3 miles now. I said when we leave you on the train,
2 miles?
No, it's 3 now.
3 miles.
It's 3.
That's good, boy. Rain blow shine. Alexa been too? Feeling good? Never? I thought she
She
good.
will go with us and she'll
Turn over.
Like she'll run like a quarter of a mile. See, I ain't ready. But then you can get ready if you continue. She didn't do this. I ain't gonna. Yeah, she knows it. She knows it.
She'll get there.
Yeah, she's coming down. I can see it.
That's what I asked her coming down.
Yeah, man.
Just that little booty.
Yeah. She's like, drink too much. I said, oh, you talking about party?
She likes party.
Oh, she likes to
Drink. Lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 claims are now electronic. 6 out of 10 claims are settled automatically, leaving you more time to focus on the choice of care you deserve. Premier Health. Smart health insurance feels good. Call Colonial on 296-3200.
You introduced us to us the top pushing the push up, maybe talks and the push up. I could do that. Today I did it was a nice thing. And welcome. Oh.
It's presented to you by Fit for Life with Dave Wolf.
I got a little excited because Dave was in the studio, right? I'm like, wait, just talk about it, right? Yeah, no excited. Got to do this intro. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. You just called that peeking too soon.
Peeking too soon. Yeah. It's just getting excited because he's here, right? It's telling us all about it. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I mean, yeah, I'm very good. I just give thanks, man. You know, good, bad, indifferent. Just give thanks, bro. It's all good.
You've been on your own now, I think, since Boxing Day of 2017.
Yeah,
Fit for Life. How has that been going for you?
I had this. There's a popular quote out, man, that I made it my own. I'm gonna
patent and make it my own. It's called There's Beauty in the Struggle.
Mm.
Yeah, there's beauty in the struggle, which means, I mean, for me, that just means like, and I say that with the 100% sincerity, all the work, the sweat, the grind, the disappointment, the regrets, the mistakes, it all matches together.
Right.
And if you look close enough, there's some beauty, character building, development, you know what I mean, lessons learned. So it's been good.
Right.
It's been very, very, very good. I'm really just overwhelmed with the support, the blessings that have come my way since I opened up. Probably the best decision I ever made in my life.
Really?
By far the best thing I've ever done.
Right.
Yeah.
Earl, his class, his morning class, the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 a.m. class.
Right. The one you keep dodging?
Say what?
No, it was like fighting me about.
Say what?
Me, no, that's what lady room.
Say what?
I'm sorry, I'm talking about me.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. But my point is, like, he has about 14, 15 people. Everybody just goes at it, right?
Right.
He gives us the instruction. But this is the funny part. I picked up on it last week, Monday, and they did it again. He always like says little smart remarks about Mark and I. So there was Mark over there doing this to himself, and there was Ian not paying attention. So Ian will ask again and twice and 3 times. Am I correct?
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean,
it's so funny that he does it just real calm, right?
Even the police, when they catch you red-handed, they reach your rights and they say something like, you're not obligated to say anything that may be used.
But then actually question.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Got you.
You're not criminal yourself.
But anyway, get back to my point is his sessions. Dave always tweaks them.
Right.
And so he takes you to this level like on a Monday, and another level on a Wednesday, and another level on a Friday. So you can't really say I'm going to master this program because he tweaks it. And just I think it was 2 weeks ago, he gave us a talk. We used to do talk abs. So he says, yeah, the talk abs and push-ups. So I'm saying I never done that before. So of course I tried it. After 5 rounds, he said 15 sets.
Right.
All right. 15 reps, I should say. Excuse me. After 5, I said, then I'll just go back to the talks. Right? I ain't going to fool myself. Then last week he introduced it again. I said, okay. And the numbers improved. So he gave it to us again this morning. I didn't think about it. Wrote off all 15 Papa. That's how he does it. And it just keeps you going. And it takes you to a new level from pushing the sled to pull-ups to rowing to running the hills. Because I was doing sprints. There was a time that we struggled. I say struggle was a challenge of a 30-pound ball where you have to take a medicine ball and you have to slam it, right? Dave started off with telling everyone to do it 10 times.
Right.
Now it's up to 20, and sometimes he takes it to 25. And you're doing 3 and 4 sets, right?
Right.
Hey, man.
Well, let me ask you this question, Ian, because this will be one that would reflect on how motivating Mr. Wolf would be. When you first went your first time to his class, were you one of those that when you left said, I can't do this no more?
No.
Or were you one that said, I can handle this?
I was one who said, I'm taking it on. Yeah.
Okay.
You know me. I'm for this, right? I said, I'm going to take it on.
But obviously for Dave, you have those people that say, this is not for me.
I mean, and to be fair, I think anytime you have, it could be a one-on-one training relationship, you and your dentist, you and your any interrelationship with somebody, there has to be some
synergy,
some gelling. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. The individuals doesn't want that. I've had people who say, "Listen, not for me. This is not what I'm looking for," and I get it. I think and that's part of it. Matter of fact, I often tell people before they even do a group setting, my group, anybody's group, do a one-on-one session. Get a feel for the environment. Get a feel for the apparatus. Like you might not like my style. And that's okay. I always say, as long as you're doing something, you're moving, I'm good with that. But you're right, it doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
Some people have even said the same thing that Ian is talking about in terms of the group environment that is dynamic and is pushing. The same thing people say, that's why they don't like it.
Right.
And matter of fact, I actually am very cognizant of the fact that an individual will be turned off by that.
Right.
Like I'm aware of both sides.
Yes,
I'm aware why it works.
Right.
And I'm very much aware why it doesn't work.
Because some people still, no matter what they look like, some people don't like their body, don't like. So they are like, I don't want nobody to see me do this. I don't want to see somebody, And other people are generally motivated by others being in the same class.
Man, you're spot on. And matter of fact, to take it one step further, what Ian was saying, Ian was talking about a group setting. One of the reasons why I wanted to do Fit for Life was, and people said, another gym? I don't get it. Like, why would you want another gym? And I kept thinking, well, I know what I'm trying to do. And you're right, because a typical gym model would be that you're based on membership. You have X amount of membership, they pay X amount of dollars, they come to the door. That's not what I do. Because like you said, I've recognized over the years that not everybody wants that. So what happened this morning, and what Ian's talking about describing is a very vibrant, energetic morning class. When they leave, it's quiet. It's quiet for a reason. Because then I have people coming in who don't want that. They want all their attention on them. They feel like they don't want to be pushed by the person next to them who's trying to run them down with a sled because they want to get the extra rep in. And so what I have is the best of both worlds. I have that experience, and I have the experience where it's just you and I. And I tell people the whole gym is yours. When you come for your 30 minutes, your hour, it's just you and I. We can change the music, we can dim the lights, we can whatever. I had a young lady who celebrated her, I'm not going to call her by name, it's not appropriate, but she celebrated her 50th birthday this weekend, and she wanted to have a birthday party at the facility, which is like different. So she invited 10 or 15 of her closest friends, male and female, and brought them to the facility, and they had a fitness birthday party. Because I control the environment, I know who's there. It was just her and her people. They could have the refreshments, they could have the music they want to play, they want to go old school 80s, old school 90s, whatever. So you're right. You know what I mean? You have to cognizant the fact that it works for some and others it doesn't, and you have to be able to kind of appeal to both demographics.
What did you have to do personally to make sure that you are able to handle both sets of clients when it comes? Because you have to change as well.
Yeah. It's time. It's time. You know, you're asking at what you do. Ian's asking what he does, but you put so much time into it. You know, what makes you skilled at that profession is the experience. You cannot negate that. People are often capable or qualified, but not capable. So qualifications get you in the door. Capability makes you stay in the door. So I'm just been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it for a long time where I know there's going to be a group. I actually went before I came here, so we finished the Argus program that we were doing. What's happened from that, and I mentioned that because it's applicable now, that the staff has said, hey, listen, Argus is finished up, but we still want to continue on. So they now secured my services on the earn, that they paid me the earned fee to continue to train them. But again, it's a diverse group. But I've been doing enough to know, okay, when I walk in the door, I'm not walking in blind. I know going into it, person A, sciatic nerve problem. Person B, dodgy knee. Person C, bad hip. Person D, asthma. So all these things are already in my mind when I get there. So to answer the question, so you have to put in time, you have to have some experience, and then you just sharpen your tools. You got a whole toolbox of tools to use, you know? Yeah, just time.
I've noticed in the group in the morning, because there's numerous males and females that come there, and you see people's, and you see it because you're there every day, but I can see people's bodies transforming.
Yeah, that's
from January 1st right up to now.
I mean, ideally, like I said, there's this, and again, to answer that question, I'm always careful that, because like this is what I do, some people don't change. Some people don't change physically. So, but there's still ways of gauging changes. What I've noticed is that everybody changes some way. So some you are right. I've seen some physical changes, weight loss, more definition. But then you look at like things like the person who came the first time. I had a couple came this morning, lovely couple, young couple, and the husband during the session he had to kind of relieve himself several times. It just wasn't fitness wasn't there. Had to keep going to the bathroom. So just because they, you know, they just everything is bubbling up. So what I'm looking at is saying now you're taking less rest. Now you know you're going through the circle a lot faster. You know, your breathing is not as hard to watch. You're not bent over the core anymore. So to your point about changing, there's physical change, and then it's like there's in terms of outward physical changes, there's inward physical changes. But I'm looking for all those things. But everybody's going to change in the weight, but it's not always physical, right? Sometimes you don't see the weight loss. And then even when we have these group things, I think a lot of people are always looking for the weight. The weight sometimes it doesn't always go up, but you could be fitter. You could be a lot fitter than you can when you do it, but maybe the same weight. I'm always careful when it comes to these scales. Scales are a little dodgy, you know.
and that's because, again, from your experience and what I've learned just over the last few years, it's what we eat.
Yeah.
There are people that pound the pavement, train hard, conditioning training, weight training, 5-6 days a week, even 7 days a week, and the scale may change maybe 5-10 pounds less, and that's it. And they're trying to figure out why their body and mind hasn't really like transformed the way they want it,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes down to a nutrition plan. Do your clients come to you on the side and talk to you about, are you able to provide me with a nutrition plan because I
Yeah.
want to get everything
Yeah,
there?
I mean, any decent trainer, motivator, coach should be talking to his athletes, clients about proper nutrition. But then it's the same thing, hydration, proper rest. But you're all right. Sometimes people just don't see the results they want. I think, but also talking to them about taking the pressure off. Sometimes people plateau. You might have to take a look at their program, how many times you train. And oftentimes, though, what I found, believe it or not, even though nutrition is important, you're right, can't negate that. Sometimes people overtrain. So there's a cycle. Like, so in other words, like if a person is looking for results, even athletic results, and you're overtraining but not resting, then your muscles are not recovering, they're not replenishing. Therefore, you're not getting results you want. So overtraining is a real thing. It's a real issue, and a lot of people overtrain. They overtrain the muscles, therefore they're not getting results they want.
What are signs of overtraining?
Chronic fatigue. Somebody who for example, is able to either perform a task, whether it be a sprint, a jump, or do something, lift something, but they're not able to do it. You're saying, well, this is obviously not what you. It could be a one-off thing where you see it happening over and over again. It's probably chronic fatigue. I think a lot of people sometimes also under pressure. They put themselves under immense pressure. For example, Carnival. My girlfriend's getting married in Vegas. I've got a golf trip in wherever, Panama, and they put the clock into you. So if you're not got the results by a certain time period, then you want to go into what they call the hurry up offense, right? Now I got to do it in 6 weeks. And then before that pressure, it releases endorphins. You get more stress, more cortisol, and sometimes it just doesn't work. So, it's not always best. Yeah.
Wow. So going forward now, this is the time where people start getting ready for the summer. They start getting ready for upcoming bodybuilding competition as well as the annual May 24th. What sort of advice do you give those those athletes?
Like I give everybody. For me, I've always been a person, luckily, and I'm very cognizant. I've always been active. So I stay active, and I would encourage people who are preparing for anything, to continue the holistic approach to it, which is what we said before, which is obviously the eating, which is the resting, which is the training. You just had a massage therapist on her. I'm glad I came after him because that's important. I go get my massages regularly. I try to take care of myself, get a pedicure, all those things that make me feel good, get a facial.
Right.
So all of that, I think, it adds to a person's ability, to compete or to do well. It's just not one thing. We've learned so much about athletics and sports nowadays that the good athletes, if they're doing everything well, they perform well. The ones who are just training and eating are doing okay. But if you can get the balance of everything, and obviously sometimes it's not always easy, but I'm talking about reducing stress. I'm talking about getting a good night's sleep, easy when you're partying, all those things. If you're doing all those things, you will perform well when it comes time to perform. It's just you have to.
Right. So
Putting everything in place.
Mr. Bates, when are you going to come down and take a look at the
They're gonna
class
fight again.
at 6 o'clock in the morning one day? I can pick you up, I know you're not an early bird like me, but we can work
Mr.
something
Rollins,
out.
I am up early
That's
every
true.
morning.
You are.
I've got to get 8 o'clock sports done. So
That's true.
It'll be very difficult for me to perform 2 tasks at the same time.
I can help you. I can help you. That's not a problem.
We'll talk about it off air.
We'll talk about it off here. Okay, so when we come to that conclusion, we'll inform the
Not
trainer,
a
the
problem.
coach,
We
and
can do that.
we can work on something like
We
that.
can do that.
Yeah?
Yeah. We can
Maybe
do
something you want to see. I'm saying to go compete and watch it. Train with it. I understand injuries, but just to see what.
You trying to say I'm injured?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
I didn't say
throw you
that.
out your past.
I was just saying, come take a look at it.
Didn't I hear his injuries?
I said I understand injuries.
Everybody's got on headphones, so
and I said I understand injuries.
Oh, okay. You understand injuries.
That's what I
Okay.
said. I said I understand injury. I didn't say you have an injury. Do you have an injury?
But I've got a lot of injuries.
Okay, then you said it.
We restart.
Mr. Wolf, you're funny, bro. Mr. Wolf, before we wrap up, is there anything you want to add that listeners need to be informed for just this week? As weather's getting better, opportunity to take training outside and mash in and out, indoor training and outdoor training?
I think right now I've seen a lot of people who are moving. Yeah, it brings me great joy. I see people, the weather's getting a little better. We had a little bad weather last week, but just to continue to encourage people to just move. I see people my age. I'm in my mid-40s now. Guys I went to school with, young ladies I went to school with. I saw one on Friday going, just encouraging everybody just to get active. I don't care if you come to Fit for Life, you go to another gym, you go on the beach. It's just, we got to move more as a community. We got to be more mindful of our overall health. So that's what I would just be my encouragement, to just be mindful of your overall health. Add a couple more years to your life, quality years.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Well, thank you again for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
Fit for Life, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday morning at 6 o'clock.
I'll be there.
All right, sir.
I'll be there.
We'll take a break. Commercial break. We'll be back after this.
Yes.
Talk Radio has been presented to you by
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen.
Hey,
Thank you so
pleasure,
much.
man. It's always a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure. I want to show. We're going to do one morning.
Yeah,
bring it down. Take a look at it, man.
Mr. Bass. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, man.
Yes, bro.
There's a video on Facebook too. Some of us had a camera in one of your sessions.
Probably, bro. Probably.
Okay.
Do free footage there.
Yeah.
I'm going. Yeah.
All right, take it easy.
Yes, bro. That's all working out.
Calling all players. What time is it? It's game time. Fun and dependable sports betting. NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, golf, horses, English Premier League, and more. Weekly promotions, instant win games. Be a lucky loser with our weekly draw. Become a Game Time player. Call into one of our 3 locations in Somerset, Town, or St. George's. For more details, visit gametime.bm or call 296-322. Game Time. You play, we pay. Game Time is a socially responsible gaming establishment.
Premier Health is a smart health insurance plan that does most of the thinking for you.
All right, good.
Eligibility and
Hey, what's up there, Mr. Bass?
What's going on, my brother?
All's well?
Yeah, man.
General. What's happening?
What's happening, all right? Cool.
Leaving you more time to
Great Jay.
focus on the choice of care.
I was just turning my fan off, okay?
Anyway, you go.
We heard you on the radio. The first interview was cool. You see your fans on.
Yeah. Did on purpose.
Yeah. That's how they carry you.
Yeah.
The annual Kappa class. You know what I'm talking about.
That's hookup.
Oh, one for you. One for you. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Your Dick Station Power 95, 94.9
Take a seat, cuz.
Hi, I'm Bruce Barrett. Bruce the
Just put the wire cable underneath the cable there. Just cable underneath.
Oh, sorry.
I'll let you know where I am so that you can stop by and get a free.
Oh, okay. Somebody got it?
Yeah.
Nobody got the answer?
Nobody got it? Nobody got it?
I'll do it and then you do it and then.
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
they're great too, yeah.
This question's going to go on for 3 weeks.
What's yours? Take
Sports Talk Radio with Power 95 FM with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Baston.
And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Joining us in the studio now is 2 members from the Kappa Classic. But prior to us getting to those 2 gentlemen, we're going to have the trivia question read again. Athletics or track and field in Bermuda became the first offshore affiliate of the Amateur Athletics Association of England in what year? You want to put them under pressure, though?
Yeah, I mean, we've got many
I
calls.
saw the. Oh yeah, people's been calling, but no one's got it right yet.
Certain parties been calling that's been ready for the last maybe a few weeks.
Hey, but
We
you know
got
what? I figured this one will be a very, very hard one. So good to go. But let's get to our guests in the studio. We have the chairman of the Kappa Classic, and Ray Jones, and the current president of the Kappas.
Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Bermuda Alumni Chapter.
Okay,
Yo.
Craig Terrell. Gentlemen, another year of entertainment coming up for our young people and the community in general. But how are things shaping up for Thursday night?
Well, things are shaping up quite well. We started the planning process a bit earlier this year. We decided to add a new age bracket because as the BFA restructured their age brackets, which meant the under 7 age bracket came in line.
Right.
So we added them, and then in trying to also help to develop and encourage women's or girls football,
we embraced their initiative as well, so they're included in on the program this year. So it was a good thing that we did start planning a bit earlier, as this is a racket year. Most teams were ever here, most monthly players were ever here participate. So we're very excited about that. We have over 1,300 players participating this year between girls and boys. So we're very, very excited that we've been able to reach that target. Behind the scenes, you know, the wrestling committee probably excited. As you can imagine, it's quite stressful. And my good brother here to the left has to deal with most of the stress in relation to registration and putting the schedule together. You know, you always have a champion in the camp, and you know, it's the one doing the real hard grunt work. But I think everything's falling in place quite well.
Now, this isn't you guys' first rodeo, so one thing I've always been impressed with timing. Things seem to work. It might go a little stray, maybe 5 minutes here or there, but things tend to work in a regimented way. How much of a structure is that you guys follow that makes that so successful?
Well, it's very key. If we don't follow the structure, we probably would never finish the event. I mean, to put it as frank as that. And I think to help, we actually do a draw competition, you know, a draw of the who's going to play who. But at that draw, we go over the rules with the club representatives, and stress to them everything from time and discipline and everything else that's going to be required over the whole length of the tournament. So I think the competitors, the clubs, they come a bit more organized than a normal weekend. They stress to parents, you know, how they have to be there at a certain time, because the rules is very clear. If you're not at your check-in point at a certain point in time, you got X amount of minutes leeway, and after that, the other team is awarded the match. So when they leave that meeting, they go back into their clubs and have meetings with parents, everybody, to say, hey, this is a normal SETI on steroids. We're all got to be on board. We can't miss, you know, our various check-in points and times. And the kids know. You know, outside of the under-7s, any kid that's participated in this tournament, they shift gears mentally right away. I mean, you know, I'm at Devonshire Colts. We start preseason. They don't even want to know the BFA schedule. They say, I know you're involved with Kappa president. Can you tell me when is the Kappa dates? They ain't played their first football game.
Ain't nobody going on vacation.
And it's funny you say that. I think it's gotten better. Before, we used to take in consideration school breaks and teams and people might be missing. That's over. First the dates. Families, no, they do not plan any vacation until they know the Kappa dates. That's how important it is to the kids and to the community.
Well,
So
let me just add to that real quick about the community. I mean, we even get calls from other organizations that want to plan their events around us. So that's basically how much this has grown, and people understand the importance of it in the community. You know, they say, you know, we want to get something done up on this weekend. It's like, oh, Kappa date, no, not touch that. So it's almost become the Holy Grail.
Now, the fact that you had to do the scheduling.
Sure.
More to me. How stressful was that?
Well, to be honest with you, you know, every time the chairman and the committee come back with these bright ideas, you know, that we're going to be putting
and leave you out of the room and then bring it to
No. The thing is, I'm always the one that has, because believe me, I'm always one that puts my hand up to vote against. And I'm always in the minority. But I understand how democracy works, so, you know, I just go with the flow.
You got to start canvassing before the meeting.
It doesn't matter, because I'm done that too. It doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, it's about the kids. You know what I mean? It's about the kids. So we have to find a way to make it happen. Obviously, from a schedules perspective, and I actually have to be grateful for my time at the BFA, because that's actually where I started doing scheduling and that sort of stuff. So I kind of have a good feel for how that works. And obviously, I have to thank Brother Troy Harvey for getting me involved in the BFA side of scheduling first, and then he kind of tricked me into this little setup. But at the end of the day, you know, the most teams, like Ray said, most teams we ever had in the past was 85, and so now we have 104 teams participating. And so we have actually had to add another day. And so it becomes real difficult from a scheduling perspective, trying to get all the games in enough rounds, depending on the amount of teams that are playing, because this isn't an invitational event. It's open. And so we can't say, look, we're just going to have an even 16 teams, and we do 16 to 8 to 4 to 2 to 1. No, sometimes we got 21.
Right.
You know, we got like find an extra half an hour somewhere to get, you know, a couple of games.
Right.
And so that's where it gets a little tricky, you know, making that sort of thing happen. I think, you know, like Ray said, because we started planning early and the clubs and the teams are so in tune with what we're doing, you know, getting that information from them for, you know, what teams were registering, you know, we were able to put the schedule together in pretty good form.
Do you think you've now don't look to your right.
Oh, I won't.
Do you think you've met the maximum load in which you guys could take over these 4 days?
Well, let's put it over these 4 days. Well,
for over a 4-day period.
What take into consideration is we're playing on Thursday night,
yeah.
Friday night.
Well, that's
Saturday
what I mean, because school's still in no matter which way you look at it.
So this thing could actually become bigger, even still, if we start looking at, you know, overseas teams, that, you know, we might have to look at another night. It might become a longer event, you know, on the schedule. So I am not ruling out that as a possibility in the future, especially since next year is our 20th anniversary. And, you know, every year we try to do something a little bit different, a little bit better to make the event, you know, that much more special. And so, yeah, we're going to be looking to do something different again for next year because, again, it's the Big 20. You know, we need to do something to shake it up a little bit.
It's a lot of taxing on you guys members.
Yes.
Obviously doing this over the period of time because everybody's still got their regular job to do.
Sure.
And it's more of a community event for you guys. But as a group, how much stress does it put on you guys?
Well, before you answer that question, let me drop this one. My wife would say this, right? I'm sure she's listening. My wife would say this. It must be capital time because I can't get what I need to get done. But you got time for Kappa, but you ain't got time to get my stuff done.
Well, I mean, it's stressful, but we each year when we do a postmortem, we assess how the event went and where can be improved, and we document it, and it becomes part of our process for the next year. So it's stressful because there's a lot of things that have to be done, but we know how to do it. We're never starting from scratch. So it's laid out. We basically delegate someone to head up that part of the event. They go out, do the legwork, come back and report. This is the status, and we keep working through all the things to make sure that all the pie comes back together.
Right.
So as much as that is stressful, the mere fact that we do a real thorough post-mortem to see basically how the event went and how can we improve the processes and whatnot. And to say that, a prime example is this year, we're teamed up with BFA and being able to use their database to bring the players across into the tournament database. So in the past, registration meant teams had to come with passport copies and different things, which is stressful on the clubs. Then basically this year, the BFA had already told the clubs that every player needed to have a picture and all of that done in the system. So we were able to now just drag across. So it's made the process a little easier on us, but it's also made it easier on the clubs. So the clubs have embraced that as well because they already just went through the process of registering players. So we're saying, okay, just bring that registration across. So like I said, every year that's what we do. We try to find ways to improve the processes and work our way through.
I know last year you guys were really in tune with getting the magazine, which you guys have with you done. And again this year, because I remember at the draw and the explanation of the rules, which to me got a little funny at times because people, you know how people interpret. You can say that, read it on the paper.
Sure.
Somebody interprets it another way. But I see you guys have a 2018 booklet.
Yes.
And I know that you were stressing that you wanted clubs to be registered early, everything done so they can get in the booklet. Was that accomplished?
Yes. To I would say maybe 95%. Obviously, there were some changes made to player names and the different teams. What we've done this year in the actual booklet, every child that was registered to play under their team is actually listed in the book. So this is a true souvenir piece because, you know, I can now take this book and say, hey, I played it this year because my name's in this book.
Right.
Versus last year, you know, we started the process just having some pictures and stuff, but at least this time, you know, we actually have the team rosters in there. We actually brought you guys one, so you can keep that one for yourself. But for the general public, this book is actually $5.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, each of the team, the coaches will have their own book, so that they can see their schedules and stuff and whatnot. But if parents or anyone else want to, spectators want to buy a book, they can feel free to contact us at any time. They will be also on sale at the event,
at the entry point.
Yes, at the entry point of the event, and so all this stuff obviously can't happen without our generous sponsors, the community partners that we have who've been with us for many years.
Right.
They want to make sure that this thing is a success, and we are grateful to every last one of them.
Right.
Because without that, it's a free event, and without that, this thing just wouldn't happen. Just wouldn't happen.
No one really talks about it, but vendors. How soon do they start calling you guys to find out the dates?
Oh, the day after. Yeah, the day after.
Because for them, it's a big thing. It's you're capturing 3,000 to 4,000 people, maybe 5,000 people on a daily basis at this event, and it's for them too.
So real quick though, one of the things that I think we pride ourselves in doing from a vendor perspective is we've always given that first opportunity to the actual participants. So the clubs themselves have an opportunity to raise funds for their programs. Obviously, we also reach out to our fellow Greek organizations to have that opportunity. We don't generally go to commercial entities to become vendors, and so when people come, they will see the Denby Towns, the Derbyshire Cultures, the Hamilton Parishes, the Somersets, the AKAs and whatnot. Those will be the ones that actually be working. So it's like I said, it's for the community. So we want to make sure that those people who are doing that community work also get an opportunity to raise some money for their respective organizations.
Okay. Who's the pressure on the first night?
Who's the pressure on the first night?
To get these competitions started.
The pressure's always on the chairman. At the end of the day, the buck stops with the chairman. But there's no pressure. I mean, even though it's stressful, we love to do it. So we'll get it done. That's just the cap of A. Even if there's a hiccup, we're a solution-oriented organization. So it's not about excuses, it's all about delivery. So it will happen on Thursday. I just wanted to highlight a little bit in the booklet in that why this is a worthwhile purchase, because in the booklet it's the full schedule. So can you imagine, you come into the gate, you come in to see your son, daughter, grandson, whatnot. You could buy this booklet for $5, and for the 4 days, where you need to go, what field, who is playing where. Fields will be labeled, and you can write the scores in and keep track of it yourself. I mean, you can't ask for more, plus the names actually in the booklet as well. And as Craig said, we could only be thankful to our sponsors for making it happen, but we also can be thankful to various organizations that's been vendors and in the past that have decided to actually purchase ad space in the booklet. So we're very thankful to them as well. Whereas, if there been the security company or the fencing company that decided to help with the course of the booklet by taking up the ad space as well. So all of these partners are helping to make this event continue to grow and grow and grow. And it's for our young people, the next generation. We're putting them in a positive environment. It's competitive, positive, and disciplined. Things that we don't hear about a lot about our young people from a public perspective. But we pride ourselves that we're able to pull this off for our young people, So we just want to keep that and encourage people, even if they don't have a young one participating, they can come out. It's a family-oriented event. Last year, we moved the food court to under the big tent. So even, if you've been on your feet all day, you can go over to the vendors. We have tables and chairs and different things set up. So you could, take a little light weight off your feet for a little while. So every year we keep adding these to try and encourage people to come and enjoy themselves. Obviously, they can continue to come with the launchers and different things like that. It's Kappa Classic time. I'm on the radio, so I'm gonna let everybody know the tournament goes on, rain, blow, or shine. Do not call me. Do not call Mr. Turrell to ask, is it on? It's on. The premier can't call it off. So it's on. So, how dark them clouds look first thing in the morning. For our newcomers, our under 7 parents, we stressed, Fertility Club stressed to them, it could be the darkest day ever. Kappa Classic will start. It's on. So they need to be.
Lights work.
Yeah.
Under the lights at noon.
Yeah, sure.
It don't make a difference.
Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference.
Anything else you got, gentlemen, want to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, so on Thursday night, we actually kick off at 6 p.m. I think we have under 9s will be the first kickoff. I think it's under 9s, under 11s, then under 13s, under 15s on a Thursday night. On the Friday night, same time, kickoff at 6. Same age groups, and I think it's one under 7 group playing on the Friday night, and one of the girls group playing on the Friday night as well. But basically, it's the older guys that we playing. And then on Saturday morning, first game kicks off at 9, but at 8:30 we normally have our opening ceremony, parade of teams, and then from 9 straight through to 8 on Saturday night, we just begin for the rest of the round robin games, and the quarterfinal rounds will be on Saturday evening.
Right.
Sunday morning, 9 o'clock, we start with semifinals and finals. Girls will kick off the finals at 9, and you have finals from 9 straight through into 3:15. And on the other pitches, we have those semifinals. Oh, and then up on the south field, I think at around 11 or 12, the under 17 boys final, and they play 11 aside. But all the other games will be done on the north field. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Look forward to the outcome of on Sunday, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one last thing. The Sunday matches, they will be streamed live with our partner BSN. Don't have the exact link, but we will be getting the link out for our overseas audience. Last year we tried it as a pilot. It seemed to be successful, particularly the under 8 final.
Yes.
And
yes.
That great girl was scored
Yes.
in the last game, and literally as the ball hit the net, my fan went off, and it was people from England saying, "We see it, we see it." You know? So we're definitely gonna have that for all the finals on Sunday. Some of the semifinals, but all the finals as well. So even for the people overseas, they will have the ability at least to see Sunday. But that is not to tell people to stay home locally, because we want to come out. The kids like when you have the crowd and
absolutely
at the match.
And the air horns and making all sorts of noise, but they also understand that they need to be respectful patrons and enjoy the festivities.
Okay. Good luck.
It's just football we're talking about, and it's about passion, right? It's about passion.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, we always want to, who's more passionate, the parents or the players?
We know who's players cry, parents are.
Yes.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for your time and good luck over the weekend. Hopefully the weather holds for you guys, and it's a very successful 2018 Capital Classic.
Well, thanks for having us, guys. Thank you very much.
No problem. And we'll be back with more Inside Sports Talk Radio after this commercial break.
What's up?
Next year for 20 years?
You coming out?
This 20 years. Yeah, do a remote broadcast. That's what we're doing.
Oh, I'll stop about that. So just play a little seven.
Oh, yeah, we can do it. But do a remote broadcast next year.
Yeah. I'm not sure you guys can.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just going to talk to you about it. Like, we can do
Done. It was a pleasure, man.
Right. So we're like, say,
My brother?
like from 11 to 1.
Premier Health. Smart Health. Call Colonial on 296-3200 or visit CGIGroup.com.
Call all players. What time is it? It's game time. Fun and dependable sports betting on NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, golf, horses, English Premier League, and more. Weekly promotions, instant win games. Be a lucky loser with our weekly draw. Become a Game Time player. Call into one of our 3 locations in Somerset, Town, or St. George's. For more details, visit gametime.bm or call 296-3222. Game Time. You play, we pay. Game Time is a socially responsible gaming
The
establishment.
importance of fruit juice cannot be overestimated for health, convenience, and sheer deliciousness. Ask anyone raising children. Lakewood Juice Company, a family business, has been bottling the diverse line of pure organic and premium juices since 1935. Lakewood fresh pressed juices provide antioxidants, dietary fiber, vitamins, and minerals with no additives or artificial ingredients. Try Lakewood original coconut mango and cranberry blends, pure blueberry, pomegranate, and carrot juices, and more. Plus Lakewood aloe vera. Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
This is Dr. Stanley James,
Join me on the morning show on Power 95, Friday mornings at 7:45 a.m. It's all about you. This 15-minute segment.
Hello,
will
Dawn.
cover
Hello. How you doing, Jeff? We put the head honcho in today.
Going on fist bump, fist bump.
How you doing, fist bump? Fist bump.
Hi,
That's good.
I'm Phil. How are you?
It's all about you.
The chairman's title.
Chairman of the World
British
Triathlon. Yeah.
Broadcasting Company is pleased to present Inside Health with John Bassett, Chair of Australia and Diabetes Association on Power 95 FM. This new 45-minute live and in-depth analysis will provide the latest information on diabetes. In addition, we'll feature guests and those sharing testimonials who have been successfully managing their diabetes. Phone lines will be open for your participation. That's Inside Health with John Bassett and Sarah Bosch-Denoya every first and third Tuesday.
Smile for the camera, guys.
On Power 95. Brought to you by
That means you,
Windows Company and the Army.
Thank you.
Now, back to Inside Sports Talk Radio.
Inside Sports Talk Radio
Couldn't be better.
95 FM.
with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Bascom.
And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Joining us now is no stranger, Vicky Abraham. You know her, Earl?
I know Ricky very well.
Yeah, she wears a lot of hats.
I know Phil well too.
No, Phil, chairman of the International Triathlon. That's going to be happening here in Bermuda next month on the 28th of April, the big Saturday, correct? Got the date right.
You did.
Yeah,
You must have been listening to us.
Good afternoon, Phil.
How are you?
I'm good. How's things going?
Yeah, good. We're on track, I think. So it's a first for the island, obviously, first for most people involved, except for the ITU governing body who do this for a living. But I think we're looking good and getting lots of support from volunteers, government, sponsors, lots of suppliers, truckers, students at schools. Everyone's really chiming in to help with the event. It's great.
Have we seen some of the stuff needed to have the day completed, such as barriers and so forth? Have they started to arrive as of yet?
Not arrive, but we've got 5 or 6 kilometers of barriers loaded into containers in Hamburg and on their way.
Okay.
Which is about 10 times as many barriers as there are on the island. So we're bringing stuff in, but we're also buying a lot of stuff locally that we can. Yeah.
Right. Now, obviously, Bermuda undertook the Continental Cup last year, I think. Yeah, last year. How much of that platform are you guys looking at to make sure that the things that we were able to complete in that smaller place, now you're expanding that to, so how much of that diagram are you working from?
So I don't know if I was going to give a percentage, maybe 10%. So it was definitely a very good thing to do. And particularly the local national federation, like the Bermuda Triathlon Association, was very involved in the Continental Cup. I was really just a spectator. Actually, I was a kayaking lifeguard. But the course was similar and on Front Street as well. And so when we talk now to, say, the corporation or getting pontoons, like floating docks in place and things like that, a lot of people, or scaffolding suppliers, they are familiar with triathlon. So from that perspective, it's great now. However, the dimensions, the scale of everything is just another level.
Right. Now, obviously, we've seen the first leg of the series happen. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. How much eyes did we have, our local organization could really have on that event to see how much of a difference or how ours will compare to that?
So I did actually put on a screening of that event in the office and get the team together because not everyone has actually experienced an event in person and not even everyone has seen one before.
Right.
So I did make sure that people saw it. The great thing about Abu Dhabi is it's probably as different as it can be from our event. It was a Formula One racetrack, which is cool in theory, but the practice is they're wide open roads, and in Bermuda we have narrow roads, which is very intentionally so designed to be so because we want to have the crowds on both sides of the streets. So we want people to come in and spectate and fill up the race course. We're going to have a hill. There were no hills in Abu Dhabi.
we're hopefully not going to have rain. There was rain in Abu Dhabi for the first time in 20 years, which is like not very common in a desert, but it did put a bit of a spanner in the works. So yeah, it did make a big difference. But from our perspective, the big items that we're working on are sort of the branding items, making sure that the field of play, as we call it, is in tip-top shape, and you could compare sort of the details to Abu Dhabi, and we hope that we're going to be sort of top standard in the series with that as well.
We knew obviously all about the elite field with the male and female, but how are things shaping up as far as the age group event versus locals and overseas participants?
Yeah, so in terms of an organizational aspect, the age group event is actually almost a bigger deal for us, because we want to make sure that we have a great race course that overseas as well as local athletes can participate. And that's one thing that I don't know whether that is really gotten out there yet as a message. We want people to participate. We obviously want people to spectate and to volunteer for the event, which is what you commonly do. But we want people actually to come and race at the event. So anybody who's listening, any parents, students, like truck drivers, you know, that I mentioned earlier, they come and actually race in a relay, just do the swim, or if you can run 5K, you're good for the race. So that's really an important part. And we're making sure from an organizational perspective that we have that race course in place. And the age groupers have a larger loop, so we need to resurface more roads. I know people are starting to wonder what is going on Front Street, you know, and what is all that resurfacing.
Well, the big argument is, why can't this be done at night?
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
Yes,
you guys don't control that.
No, we don't. We don't control it. We obviously we have great partners in the corporation and it works in engineering. So government are being extremely helpful. Even to the extent that when we had a slightly different race course, they started repaving some of North Shore Road where we were going to go, and that is now in pristine order. So like, people do benefit from the efforts, even if some of the elements are still changing. But yes, the paving, I know it's an obstacle and people are not happy about it, but hopefully it'll be only done once for the whole 3 years that we have the event, and then no longer.
Okay. What would you consider right now being your biggest obstacle in leading into some 30 something days to go? 30 something, 30. What are we? 35.
I think it's 38 days or something like that.
Yeah, 38 days.
So there are no huge obstacles, there are uncertainties. So I'm knocking on wood that the containers do arrive. There's 12 containers full of equipment and stuff, so I want to make sure that the shipping happens smoothly. I'm like knocking on wood that everybody rallies around. There's still things we just have to do like in the week before. You know, we have carpenters who are helping us actually put like the ramps up to get the cyclists smoothly into the transitions. Those kind of things we just don't know until the day before, so there's a bit of uncertainty around that.
And as far as the coverage, what people can expect to see both locally and abroad, how is that being handled?
So it's actually at least as big, if not bigger, than the America's Cup in terms of the local, the worldwide TV audience. So it's about 160 odd TV channels worldwide that are broadcasting it. We'll be live in Bermuda as well. So both actually, I believe, on the Royal Gazette website as well as on the BBC channels. I don't even know. Are you guys doing something on audio, like radio-wise, coverage?
We are in talks with that right now. So we're just looking to make sure that it all works in sync. So if we do we do television, we do radio as well.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. I think we would love to have people listen as well as watch. So it'll be on television and people can watch it live. Absolutely.
Cool. Have you had a chance to talk to any of the participants who'll be coming down next month as they look to come to Bermuda? If you have, what's been their feedback saying this is going to be happening in Bermuda and it's going to be probably their first time here?
Yeah, so a lot of people are very excited about coming to Bermuda. We have, through the Tourism Authority, we have support from a marketing perspective. So they've already seen all the pictures, you know, Horseshoe Bay and all the standard imagery that you see of Bermuda. So people are very excited.
people are shocked how expensive it is. It's just a reality that like the hotels are expensive. Flights are actually not so expensive, so that's a good thing. They're all wondering, how do we get bicycles? Where are we going to get bicycles from? So we've organized rental bicycles to make sure that people who don't travel with their bike boxes can actually get them. But they're bringing their bike boxes as well. We talked to the airport, and again, logistics on the island, we're getting great help.
Cool. Okay.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so. I'm very excited.
One thing, we can't stop the day from coming. So
no, that's right. Yeah, and I WhatsApp with Flora and in Thailand. They're very excited to be here. Now they have the Commonwealth Games obviously to go through just before. But Flora does say like there are very few events that she gets still sort of not nervous about, but like the Olympics and then Bermuda is what she said next. So it's a big deal to race on home soil, and hopefully we'll have lots of people.
Well, the good thing, if both participate, Erica Hawley competed in the triathlon last week, done really well, and Tyler Smith finished 18th out of the elite 70-man field yesterday in Spain. So pressure on.
Yeah, he's in great shape, and he's done good stuff at the grand final in Rotterdam last year in his age group. So they're really coming into their own. They're obviously getting older, so they're getting stronger and now competing at elite level.
Right.
So there's still a question mark whether they will actually race here in Bermuda. We don't want to put too much pressure on. I'm not saying that on radio. I would obviously love to see them, but at the same time, you've got to be careful with that young talent and manage expectation. But Flora is going to be here, and like all eyes now on the Commonwealth Games. I really hope that they do well in the relay together with Tyler.
That'll be awesome.
Tyler Butterfield.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything you'd like to add, sir, that we did not ask?
Not from my perspective. Vicky's here as well. Do you
Vix?
say anything?
Yeah, I'd just like to mention a big shout out and a thank you to all the parents who battled the rain on Sunday to go to the free kids session at National Sports Stadium. And there was a good crowd of kids who came out, and apparently 50% of them were new to triathlon.
Really?
Which is exactly what we're after.
Right.
So we want to help these kids under age between 7 and 15 to understand what transition is and how to do it right and how to maximize that. And so we're really excited to see young people in Bermuda getting into the sport. And that's the whole idea of this TMR kids race, as we've spoken about before, to train people up. We've got another session happening this Saturday, but it's going to be at Clearwater, and it'll be about 10 a.m. with Neil Desenqua and the team from there. So they'll be doing that after the Tri-Head session. Anyone's welcome. It's free to drop in, no registration required. Come along and find out what triathlon's all about if you're between 7 and 15 years old.
You lost out there.
Just by a year.
Just by a year. 16.
And then, of course, everything that we've spoken about and any information is available on our website, trybermuda.com.
Cool. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having us.
No problem. And we wish you all the best.
Are you going to race?
Not this year. But honestly, maybe next year.
There you go. It's a 3.
It's 100 meters.
Plus.
100 meters.
No matter
plus.
what you do, it's more than 100 meters.
It has to be either 100 or 200. That's it.
It's 200 already.
200 meters. I'm not
200 laps around.
3 laps of 200 meters.
Yeah.
For your swim.
I'm being very honest. 200 meters.
Yeah.
For the run. 100 meters for a run. Or 4x100 meter relay team. That's it. That's all I do. That's cool.
We'll get a super sprint together.
Yeah.
We can work on that.
Super sprint.
We can work on that. You guys are funny. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
We'll take a commercial break and be back after this. You guys are funny.
Has been presented to you by company, Colonial Group International.
Funny. Give me another year. Next year.
We'll hold you to it, Ian.
I got to swim. Be in touch.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Okay. Yes. Have a good one.
Okay. Thanks, Al.
Yeah. Game time players. Call into one of our 3 locations in Somerset, Town, or St. George's. For more details, visit gametime.bm or call 296-3222. Game Time. You play, we pay. Game Time is a socially responsible gaming strategy.
The importance of fruit juice cannot be overestimated for health, convenience, and sheer deliciousness. Ask anyone raising children. Lakewood Juice Company, a family business, has been bottling their diverse line of pure organic and premium juices since 1935. Lakewood fresh pressed juices provide antioxidants, dietary fiber, vitamins, and minerals with no additives or artificial ingredients. Try Lakewood original coconut mango and cranberry, blueberry, pomegranate, and carrot juices, and more. Plus Lakewood aloe vera. Lindos. Why go anyplace else?
Premier Health is a smart health insurance plan that does most of the thinking for you.
With online verification, eligibility, and direct billing.
7 out of 10 claims are now received electronically,
6 out of 10 claims are settled automatically.
leaving you more time to focus on the choice of care you deserve.
Premier Health. Smart health insurance feels good.
Call Colonial on 296-3200
Or visit cgigroup.com.
Hi, I'm Bruce Barrett, Bruce the Beverage Man. Be sure to tune in at 8:20 every Wednesday morning right here on Power 95 for Welch's Wednesday. I'll let you know where I am so that you can stop by and get a free Welch's juice and the Wednesday edition of the Royal Gazette. It's Welch's Wednesday. Every Wednesday right here on Power 95.
Let's go. The big station is your number one hit certificate.
Huh?
Get certificate. You want to get that away from behind?
I'll let you give it away at your show.
Okay.
Let's see the show. Time.
Fridays in the morning and Friday flashbacks with John Bassett and Throwback Mondays. We're throwing it back old school. All popping off right here on your big station, Power 95, 94.9 FM.
Now, back to Inside Sports Talk Radio.
Inside Sports Talk Radio
on Power 95 FM.
with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Baseman.
And welcome back. Whoa, time flies. Got on the radio at 12:15. Now it's 10 past 2. Had numerous guests in the studio, and I thank our guests for joining us today. An exciting lineup from the Kappa Classic to Fifth Flight, Dave Wolf, the triathlons, the Carifta teams, Slavio with massage therapy. Is anybody else to leave out?
No, you got more.
That's all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow,
We are missing one thing then.
What's that?
The answer to the trivia question. 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
I'm stumping them, Ian. We're not leaving this until we get it.
So you're saying you're going to carry on for next week as well?
Of course.
Wow.
Athletics, or track and field in Bermuda, became the first offshore affiliate of the Amateur Athletic Association of England in what year?
If I gave people the answers, what we received here, yes. I shake my head. I'll just leave it like that.
Come on, callers. Got 1 minute.
No, 1 minute callers. Give us a call, 292-9595. Give us a quick call.
And we'll be the first to call next week Monday, because this will carry over.
Okay.
Mr. Bates says it's going to carry over, so it's going to carry over.
That's right. That's right.
You get it right.
Yeah, and that sponsor was 4-Star Pizza. Yeah, $25 gift certificate. That was for last weekend. It was again for this week.
And let's put it like this. We'll say this. In the event that somebody gets it early next week, we'll then do the next trivia question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure, that's fine. We can do that. So we do 2 for 1.
2 for 1.
Okay, fine.
How's that?
That's a winner. That's a winner. But no one's calling right now, so we're going to sign off right now.
Okay.
And if you get it next week, Mr. Bates said we give you 2 for 1.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, folks. Thank you for our sponsors again on another edition of Inside Sports Talk Radio. We'll be back here next week, Monday. We'll be saying it'll be the 26th of March, 4 days before the annual Easter Sunday and Good Friday fish cakes and hot cross buns. And Sleep. And yeah, sleep for some of us. Sleep for some of us. We understand. Cool?
All right.
Done. Enjoy the rest of your day, and
Thank
we'll be swinging into Inside Health on tomorrow.
I'll be here, 12:15.
12:15. All right. Take care.